George Firth as A.F. Foyt. Brock Yates has a cameo in the film as the organizer of the race, and Hal Needham has a cameo as an ambulance EMT. The film was released on June 19th, 1981. It had a budget of somewhere between $16 to $18 million and would bring in $72 million, making it the sixth highest grossing film of 1981, behind movies like Stripes, Superman 2, Arthur, On Golden Pond, and Raiders of the Lost Ark. So pretty good company. I imagine a lot of the success of the film is because of word of mouth, because I was looking at reviews online and they are brutal. Not many people thought this was a good film at the time, and even now, it doesn't get a very high score, but I think that the people who didn't enjoy it didn't enjoy fun, because this movie is a lot of fun. We'll return after these messages.
Bert, why'd we have to get up so early and ride through our orange grove?
Because we need to have some quality time together, Pop. I've been so busy lately getting people to try Florida orange juice.
Everybody already drinks it, son.
Not every morning, Dad. Florida orange juice. Every morning will get you up and keep you going because it's loaded with vitamin C, natural energy, and it tastes wonderful.
Okay, that's enough quality time. I got a life.
Dad, 100% pure Florida orange juice. It'll get you on your feet. Hey!
I can't sleep with those leftovers lingering here.
There you are. Luscious lasagna. Your flavor and aroma locked safely in a Ziploc storage bag. And you, mouth-watering meatballs, your freshness protected by a Ziploc storage bag, too.
I can't wait to gobble you up tomorrow. It is tomorrow.
Ziploc, we've got the lock on food protection.
And now, back to our show. There's some great music in the film. Chuck Mangione and Ray Stevens perform songs. Cannonball and Just for the Hell of It are probably two standouts, as well as the Cannonball Run, which was written by Chuck Mangione. Cannonball and Just for the Hell of It were written by Ray Stevens. Other music was contributed by Al Capps. Ray Stevens is an American country pop songwriter, comedian, probably best known for his single The Streak from 1974. Al Capps is a producer, arranger, songwriter, has written for and performed with people like Cher, Jose Feliciano, Liza Minnelli, the Everly Brothers, worked on more than 20 films. He's had quite a career. Finally, Charles Frank Chuck Mangione is a flugelhorn player, trumpeter, and composer. Probably best known for his single Feels So Good from 1977, but he has released 30 albums since 1960. When you have a successful movie like the Cannonball Run, there are going to be sequels. In 1984, the band got back together and created the Cannonball Run 2. While not as good as the first Cannonball Run, it has some laughs, and it has an interesting cast that includes Frank Sinatra and Shirley MacLaine. It was released on June 29, 1984, and would go on to make $28 million at the box office. In 1989, another movie, which I would never have associated at first with the Cannonball Run, although there are some plot points mostly related to the Sheik that bring this all together. So basically Jamie Farr ties this third movie in with the other two movies. It's called Speed Zone, sometimes called Cannonball Fever. It was released on VHS in 1990. In Japan, the film was released on Laserdisc and packaged as the Cannonball Run 3 Speed Zone, although the on-screen credits still said Speed Zone. So they were probably just trying to somehow milk the Cannonball Run brand for just a little bit more money. Didn't really work. The film, despite having a lot of great people from SCTV, only brought in $3 million at the box office. So you're watching Cannonball Run. As the movie ends, you wipe the tears of laughter out of your eyes, and then you're surprised that the movie hasn't ended. Instead, the film has a credit sequence that involves bloopers from the film, some of which are funnier than a lot of the jokes in the film. This tradition would catch on and be used in other films, most notably in Jackie Chan films, who would put this at the end of most of his films moving forward. I was reading in the news that younger people are not excited to get cars as much as they used to. And maybe they don't need to go places as much. They have the internet, can do a lot of stuff on the internet. But I can't help but think that they're missing out on something, the sort of bigger world, the freedom to explore that bigger world. Maybe it's just a different time frame. Maybe they're just satisfied with the world they have, and that should be fine. But I hope at some point they get to, while they're young and still in their formative years, get behind the wheel of any car and just get out on a road, not a heavily trafficked road, and just drive. And they don't need to have a reason to do it. They do it maybe just because they can. Or maybe just, as they say in the Cannonball Run, they do it just for the hell of it. Doing something because you want to, or just because you can, is a pretty great feeling and has a certain optimism, which is right on the surface of the Cannonball Run. And I read a lot of the criticisms of the film, and I think a lot of those people missed the point. The Cannonball Run is silly, yeah, but it's trying to teach you a lesson about living life to the fullest, about doing that thing that'll make you happy at that one moment, be it playing a game, be it going for a walk, or entering a illegal cross-country race. You gotta follow your dreams, because life's too short. Thanks for listening to the show. For more retro fun, you can find me on the website at www.retroist.com. You can also find me on Facebook and Twitter. I'm at facebook.com/retroist.com and twitter.com/retroist. The music you hear on the show is by Peachy. If you have musical needs, you can email Peachy at peachy@retroist.com. Thanks for listening to the show, and I hope you have a great weekend. Dun dun dun.
This has been a Retroist production. Goodbye.